Welcome to Cocktail Limelight. I'm your host, Erick Castro, and today we're going to be making 3 versions of the Manhattan that's perfect for all of you whiskey lovers out there. The first version that we're going to be making is the classic Manhattan with rye whiskey, of course. To make that, we're going to start out with 2 dashes of Angostura Bitters. Next, we're going to do 1 ounce of Sweet Vermouth. And while you can make this with bourbon if you'd like, I kind of prefer it with the spicier whiskey, namely American Rye Whiskey. We're going to be doing 2 ounces of that. Next, we're going to be adding a whole bunch of ice and stirring it up. Then when you're done stirring that, go ahead and strain that into a chilled Nora. Now while the cocktail is looking delicious and perfect to me right now, it's still missing a little something. And that thing that it's missing is a garnish. So let's hit that with the Brandied cherry, and the cocktail should be ready to go. The classic Manhattan. 2 ounces rye, 1 ounce Sweet Vermouth, and 2 dashes Angostura. It's a classic for a reason. Now the next cocktail that we're going to be making is a variation on the Manhattan that I first encountered in The Gentleman's Companion, written by Charles H. Baker. It's called Remember the Maine, and it's very similar to the Manhattan approach, except it has the addition of a few dashes of absinthe and just a touch of cherry liqueur. To make Remember the Maine, we're going to start out with 3 dashes of absinthe, 1/4 ounce of cherry liqueur, 3/4 ounce of sweet vermouth, and finally, 2 ounces of rye whiskey. Now we're going to stir that cocktail up. And now that we're done stirring, we're going to go ahead and strain that into a nice chilled coupe. And to really make the cocktail pop, we're going to hit it with a freshly cut lemon twist for a nice touch of brightness. And there you go, folks. Remember the Maine. And lastly, the cocktail that we're going to make is a modern classic invented by a gentleman by the name of Michael McElroy, more affectionately known as Mickey. Some of you might recognize him from Behind the Bar at Attaboy, and previously to that, Milk and Honey, New York. This cocktail is considered a modern classic, and for good reason. It's elegant, austere, and extremely delicious. Let's make it. To make a Greenpoint, we start out with 1 dash of Angostura Bitters. Next, we add 1 dash of orange bitters. Next, we're going to do a 1/2 ounce of Sweet Vermouth. Then to give things a bit of an herbaceous touch, we're going to add a 1/2 ounce of Yellow Chartreuse. Lastly, it wouldn't be a Manhattan with a little bit of whiskey, so let's do 2 ounces of good old American Rye Whiskey. And as expected, we're going to hit it with a little bit of ice and give it a good stir. Now that the drink's all ready to serve, we're going to go ahead and pour that into a chilled coupe. And as before, the drink's looking tasty, it's looking delicious, but it's missing one thing. That's a lemon twist. We're going to cut that to order as expected. Express the oils over the top of the drink. It's ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, the Greenpoint. Now that last drink concludes our episode for today, but if you like what you saw, then don't forget to muddle that like and subscribe button. And also, if you have any ideas for what cocktails we should feature in the future, go ahead and leave it in the comments, and who knows, maybe it'll be featured in a future episode of Cocktail Limelight. And if you'd like to delve even deeper into the world of cocktails, then don't forget to check out Bartender at Large, a podcast that I host over on iTunes, Spotify, and anywhere else that podcasts are found. With that said, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you again on the next episode.